Turbine cowboys are fearless high-wire artists. So what do you do with a rookie who is afraid of heights?
Climbing today, or any other day.
And can an iced-over tower in the middle of a frozen no man's land be fixed before the lights go out? Traveling the wild world of wind and dangling from ropes hundreds of feet in the air, these intrepid adventurers brave the elements to harness the power of wind. They are turbine cowboys. A turbine cowboy's life can be thrilling, rewarding, and deadly. Every day they face potentially lethal hazards from falling.
He was stuck with the decision, do I jump to my death or do I burn to death?
Electricity.
They didn't check the voltage and it burned his face, his arms.
And rotator hazards.
If you mess up, the only thing they're gonna find is your teeth.
Despite the dangers, training classes across the country are full of men and women excited to become turbine cowboys. Tehachapi, California, a small town 2 hours northeast of Los Angeles, home to Airstream's Renewables, America's top school for turbine techs.
We're gonna do our climb test now, gents. You guys ready for this? This is gonna be a pass or fail. Okay, we've done a whole lot of training, we've done a whole lot of rescues. Bottom line is, if you're gonna freeze up at heights, then you're not gonna be able to work in this industry.
I would consider myself to be a pretty brave, fearless kind of guy when it comes to most things. But it's not only the fear of heights, but it's the fear of hitting the ground. That fear of heights is, that's something that I don't think I'll ever get past.
You're gonna climb all the way to the top, 80 feet, it's just below the nacelle. You're gonna go ahead and position off. You're gonna show me that you're comfortable and you trust your equipment by leaning back into it. Just go on hands-free. Is everybody good with that? Comfortable with that, Bobby?
We'll see.
Joining the turbine boot camp despite the crippling fear of heights was easy compared to Bobby's early life.
Around the 10th grade, I was actually kicked out of school, and that got me nothing but trouble. Somewhere around the age of 17, I fell into a lot of legal trouble. The judge gave me an option. She said, you can take this 20 years that I want to give you, or join the United States military. And so that was easy for me. I joined the Army. And during my time in the military, Uncle Sam just taught me what it was to be a soldier.
One by one, the trainees climb the tower, while Bobby waits nervously.
You're gonna do that,
Should be
go
easy.
around the whole tower.
You should do it with no problem.
It's gonna want to kind of keep you off to the side a little bit.
Climbing a little bit? I think brothers meant to stay on the ground.
Oh man, you gotta think about the little ones, man. You gotta think about those little ones. You can do that. Come on, look, man. 2 people already went just that quick. You can go. You can do it, man.
When you climb a turbine, it can become very mentally challenging. First of all, you can be discouraged by the height of it. And secondly, when you're pulling yourself up there, it takes everything you got, it seems like.
This isn't the first tough challenge Bobby's faced since leaving the military.
When I got out, life was good. I was a new veteran, hit the street, had a new job, new career in sales. The next thing you know, my past life before the Army came back to haunt me. Being a prior gang member, these guys knew my affiliation, and I knew theirs. You know, we kind of had a run-in, and before you know it, there was a fight. I heard one of my coworkers scream, "Bobby, watch out, get down." There was an onslaught of AK-47 rounds shot at me. A round went through my side and came out my stomach. After I had the unfortunate incident, for about a 5-year stretch, life was just so good. We were making a lot of money. My wife and I had kids. You know, we had 3 kids, you know, 2 girls and a little boy. And Life was just super real good, and then all of a sudden, like I said, it went from sugar to very almost overnight.
Losing his job threw Bobby's life into chaos. He moved to Los Angeles for work, but when that fell through, he ended up homeless.
You know, my family was gone, my house was gone, my cars was gone, and I was on the street trying to figure out. Looking at my surroundings, everything that was going on there on Skid Row, I knew I had to make some decisions, and I had to make them quick. And I signed up for the training to come to Airstreams.
With 2 crucial climbs left, Bobby has a decision to make.
I can't even apply my skills as a technician until I prove that I can conquer fear and climb a turbine first. You can't work on the generators unless you can get up there to it. 2,800 miles northwest of Tehachapi, Nome, Alaska is in the grip of one of the worst winters on record. Desperate for basic supplies and heating oil, cargo ships with the help of Russian icebreakers have been dispatched. Meanwhile, the Banner Ridge Wind Farm techs are getting much-needed help from rope access and safety expert Brent Berntsen.
If I do see something that, I can bring to the table and help them change to make them safer, that's what I'm going to do.
The Banner Ridge crew received the bracket they badly needed to repair the anemometer. No matter how dangerous the conditions may be, they must climb the tower in order to help Nome heat their homes. But Brent has some serious trepidations.
There's so many hazards here that I've never seen climbing a tower. Normally, you're inside a tube tower, everything's great. I mean, it might be cold, but everything's dry at least. There's no ice. This is just, it's crazy. Climbing up that. This ice is gonna fall down and it could hit you.
Still feeling that freezing rain. I know everybody else is feeling that too, so that's what's gonna keep building up and building up.
This ice ain't going away now. It's here. This is what we gotta work with.
Imagine that coming from 100 feet and hitting you in the head.
That is a lot of ice on there. I mean, the only other option to do is try and knock it off.
One of our ideas to get all that ice off the towers was to knock it a few times with a hammer.
One person with a rubber mallet is going to run up to the tower, hit it, and they're going to take cover, and we're going to find out if that'll knock any of the ice off the towers.
It's kind of a low-tech solution for a high-tech problem.
I don't think it did much. It's just going to bring down giant spears coming straight at your head. So I guess the next plan is to shave off the ice as you climb.
The job for shaving off the ice falls to crew chief Robert Benson. With every step up the tower, the danger of slipping or being speared by falling ice grows.
A little bit more ice than I expected.
Now that the Banner Ridge crew has knocked the ice off the tower, they're ready to make the dangerous climb up to the top to repair the anemometer.
We're replacing the anemometer for Tower 3, which is the one the ice just got knocked off of. Water gets in here and rusts everything out. You lose your connection. As soon as you lose your connection, the tower doesn't get a wind speed reading, and the wind can be blowing 40 miles an hour, and it'll sit in a stationary position waiting for wind.
Rich can't install the anemometer by himself. Rookie Joe is on his way up to help him, but they have to hurry because the weather is getting worse. The rapidly changing conditions put the pressure on Rookie Joe. But safety expert Brent Berntsen notices Joe make a mistake that could cost him his life.
Hey, stop!
On the Banner Ridge Wind Farm in Nome, Alaska, the ice has been knocked off the tower, and native technician Rich has already made his way up to repair the anemometer. Rookie Joe follows close behind, but he's about to make a potentially fatal mistake.
Hey, stop! Put your cable grab on.
Without safety expert Brent's watchful eye, that small rookie error of forgetting to attach a cable grab could have been deadly.
Yeah, that's first time dinner and you forget things. So strike one, strike two. Hopefully it doesn't strike out, you know what I mean?
In Tehachapi, California, rookie Bobby Woodson is facing the test of his life. and battling his crippling fear of heights to see if he has what it takes to become a turbine cowboy.
You know, I mean, I gotta feed the family and everything, but my fear of heights, I ain't gonna be able to handle this.
Thanks, sir. Bobby, come on. Wanna do it? Bobby, man, don't do this, man.
You've come this far, you put a lot of work into it. You've dealt with a lot worse things. You can do this. You're just psyching yourself out.
I can't do it. I'm done. I can't do that, man.
Okay, look. I know what you've been through. I've been through similar. All right? There's not going to be a whole lot of sympathy for you out there in the world. You know this. You know
I ain't looking for no sympathy, man. I'm just saying I can't. The whole height thing is just not me.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. If you don't do this, you're going to have that what if. You're going to have that regret forever.
If he can't do this, he doesn't pass. We'll do all we can, but in the end, if he can't do this, we cannot put him out on a job site. He could be a risk to others. More importantly, he could be a risk to himself.
I won't be climbing. Just gotta find something else, find another way. Won't be climbing today or any other day.
Bobby's not alone. Fellow turbine tech trainee Rayla Powell is experiencing troubles of her own.
My daughter is the reason I'm doing this. It's the reason I'm going through the training to get a better job.
If you get tired, just slide that slider up, let it lock into place, and then low that. Just low that for a minute.
During the climb, techs in training get a real understanding of the job's physical demands.
You get up there, get to climbing, your arms get tired. It's not something you're used to. Climbing a ladder to put Christmas lights up on the house is nothing compared to climbing up that thing.
Climbing up that last one, arms got completely numb, had absolutely no feeling at all. Chest was really tight, couldn't breathe. Took plenty of breaks, but even hanging on to the ladder, my arms just, they were going number and number until I felt like I couldn't even grip anything.
Rayla may have missed the cut, but she's far from discouraged.
It was great. If I can build up the arm strength and the upper body strength, this is something I definitely do the rest of my life.
Rayla's courage on the 300-foot tower gave Bobby some much-needed inspiration.
I never thought that I'd be working at high heights, but, you know, considering what my situation was, considering, you know, down there on Skid Row, you've got people literally, you know, just taking number ones and number twos in the street. And so today is the day that I've definitely got to conquer my fears.
Bobby finally works up the courage to give the tower a try.
Sometimes you gotta put away fear to get the job done. I got 3 kids depending on me. I got a wife depending on me. It's just time to overcome fear so I can get to the next level in life. And I did it. Here I go.
In Tehachapi, California, Bobby's training is far from over. He still has one more tower left to climb before he can get his certification.
I have a little bit of trouble with the 80-foot climb on the lattice tower, simply because when you climb at that height, I mean, even 40, 50 feet up, you're aware of the world around you versus this great big tube tower that's much higher, but you're in the tube, so you're not really aware of how high you actually are.
The 300-foot tube tower is similar to many towers a tech will encounter, but even without the elements, the climb to the nacelle is strenuous.
Probably the worst thing that could happen if I don't make it to the top is do this whole thing again, so it's gotta be one shot, one kill. I'm ready to get out there and start making some money and get to work. at the top. I tell you what, I made it all the way to the top. Get ready to start my climb back down, man. But I did it.
Back in Nome, Alaska, native turbine tech Rich Eggert fixes the anemometer. Rookie Joe Bond moves in to secure the safety line and again makes a rookie mistake.
The helmet itself, I don't think it'll do that much damage to a person down here, but the problem is I was standing above him when he didn't have his helmet on, and I'm working with a couple of crescent wrenches, and I could have easily dropped him.
It's simple and deadly mistakes like these that Brent sees all too often in his line of work.
If something large like that's going to hit you while you're climbing, it'll be a bad day.
A new day brings more doubts for Bobby as he faces his fate as a turbine cowboy.
A little bit concerned. No, although I made it through the climb yesterday, I had a couple issues with the climb, so I don't know. You know, I ain't got a good feeling about it. We'll just see. Hey,
Bobby.
Man. Hey.
Let's go ahead and grab a seat.
Okay.
So how'd your climbing go the other day?
It was pretty okay. You know, made it to the top. It was a little tough, just kind of the whole height thing, you know, trying to still just kind of get used to that.
Kind of displayed that nervousness, do you know that? When you're getting with your coworkers, they're going to want to see you confident as they are.
Merritt, I want this more than ever, you know. I want to be in the wind industry, and I think that the more I climb, that I can work through it.
Well, I've got a couple other things to talk about. Got some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
What you want to hear first?
Just lay it on me.
The good news is that you passed the course.
Okay. All right.
I've also got a job opportunity for you.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's real good. That's real good news. That's super good news. Good, good, good. So I get to get back on the plane and get back home, get to North Carolina, and kiss the wife and kids, you know?
Well, that's the bad news.
Okay.
As the job starts next Monday, so the flight to go to Idaho is tomorrow. You got to go home, or is it going to work?
You know, I haven't seen the family in a long time. It's been a long time.
Unfortunately, that's the job, and it's if you don't take it, somebody else is going to grab it.
With his fear of heights in check and already certified as a turbine cowboy, Bobby has a big decision to make. Visit the family he hasn't seen in over a year or make some much-needed money.
The job starts next Monday, so the flight to go to Idaho is tomorrow.
How long I got to think about that?
Plane leaves tomorrow.
I'll take it.
Desperate for work, Bobby heads straight to the Fossil Gulch Wind Farm near Twin Falls, Idaho. Seeing his family will have to wait. Finally, it's the real thing. Bobby is surprisingly calm.
I'll know everything in full once I get to the top, but you know, I'll make it through this climb and get up there and get ready to learn something new. Stay green and grow, I guess. When you're climbing towers where it's just a manual climb, there's no help. Gotta test your man.
On the climb up the tower, one of the maintenance jobs is tightening the nuts that hold the tower sections together.
8, 9, 10. Okay, go.
We'll get this pump broken down again, and we'll move up to the nacelle, and we'll keep torquing up there. Okay, sounds good. All right.
Back in Nome, Alaska, native turbine technician Rich Eggert has fixed the anemometer, which has been out of commission for nearly 2 weeks. The Banner Ridge crew is about to see if the tower comes back online.
Go ahead. Zeros. He's probably holding it. Please tell me you're holding the cup.
Never yet.
There it goes. Go ahead and let it go. That crazy kid.
What do you got?
Got up to 10. It's 3.5 right now.
All right, 3.5 right now.
It's good.
On down.
We were
able to change out an anemometer and get Tower 3 online.
With the anemometer fixed and Tower 3 back online, the residents of Nome can breathe easy, knowing their power is going to be there when they need it most. Back in Idaho, fear aside, Bobby now has to be part of the team and help get the job done. Their mission today is to tighten the bolts holding the blades and repair the anemometer. All this while 300 feet above the ground.
I'm standing at the edge of the hub, wind's blowing incredibly strong, and thinking how to do this. I'm thinking focus. The battle in my head between courage and fear. Most guys say I ain't gonna do it. They say I can't go to work because I ain't built for that.
You're pretty exposed out there, that's for sure.
You're pretty exposed, but hey, man.
Hell of a view. Bobby's doing good. It's not the most favorable conditions out there. It's blowing pretty good. This tower gets swaying a little bit, so definitely just need to take his time. He'll get more comfortable, I think, if it stays out there a little bit longer.
I don't think that my fear of heights will ever leave. I think I'll probably just learn to live with it and roll with it.